No, it's okay. I mean, well, so I can. It's actually starting.
Right? Microphone, WhatsApp videos, and yeah, right, exactly. Randy, Arian, and Father Chrysostom, who's very savvy with the technology too. I'm very, very impressed. So what Father has asked that I do before he actually gets up to speak about Orthodoxy in Africa is to play for you. He sent me 4 videos so that you kind of get a sense of what life is there back home for Father Chrysostom. And then he'll come to the microphone and give a talk. We're thinking about an hour or so with the possibility for questions and answers. And then he also has a number of actually very beautiful photographs that he'll give an explanation of afterward as well. So I hope you can stay for the entire presentation. If you need to leave early, don't hesitate to do what you need to do. So at this point, we'll go ahead and start with the first video.
I don't think that I will ever be in this part of the world, not to talk of having brothers and sisters like you. Yes, without the revelation of God in His church, the Orthodox Church, I wouldn't know Father Stephen, I wouldn't know Madam Alice, and I will not be able to know majority of you that I have known now and I'm yet to know. Yeah, that is why, because of that, wherever I stand in the midst of members, I feel so overwhelmed. Because when Christ said, go into all the whole parts of the world and make disciples, this is exactly what it means. So tomorrow, if Father Stevens finds himself in Igbo land, where I am serving, he will feel at home because he has a brother there. Because of Orthodox Church. And if any of you comes as a missionary to Nigeria, and you find an Orthodox parish, you feel at home because you'll be welcome. So it is in that union, it is in that gathering that we know each other. Just as Christ made himself known in the breaking of bread. So in the Eucharist, the sacrament of the liturgy, that is where we express our love, we express our faith and our union. And that is exactly what brought me to the United States. When I met His Beatitude, Metropolitan Theo, who is the reason why I am studying in the United States today. Well, first of all, I will start by letting you know that the Nigerian church belongs to the Patriarchate of Alexandria, the Greek Orthodox Patriarchate of Alexandria. It is necessary to put the Greek Orthodox there because there are two Orthodox churches in Africa. We have the Coptics, who are also in Alexandria, and we have the Greek Orthodox, who are also in Alexandria. And therefore we have two patriarchs, both that of the Coptics and that of the Greek. But now there is a good union between us. I remember as a deacon, the Coptic community who are in Lagos, when we finish our liturgy in the morning, as a deacon, I was responsible to clean up the cathedral. And as soon as we finish, they come by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They use our church to conduct their liturgy. So that happens every Sunday. So at that time, as a deacon, I asked the bishop, why these people are Orthodox and we are Orthodox, why can't they come and worship with us in the morning? He told me, keep quiet, you are too young. You are too young for that question. So it continued to bother me as a very young deacon. I can't understand, I couldn't. But now today, in St. Vladimir, we have Coptic priests, we have Coptic seminarians in my class. So we study together. So it is, I think the bishop was right when he said you are too young. Now I'm old. I have known the difference. I'm realizing why. So the Nigerian church falls under the Greek Patriarchate of Alexandria, which has been in existence for more than 2,000 years under the patron saint St. Mark, who was the first bishop of the throne. The Nigerian church, the diocese, was formed in 1998, officially in 1998. But before 1998, there has been existence of the Orthodox Church in Nigeria, both canonical and non-canonical. The canonical Orthodox Church of Nigeria was existing only within the Greek community, the Greek community who are living in Lagos, expatriates, who are residing in Lagos and working in different Greek companies. And they have their missionary priests. Who was living with them and then conducting the liturgy according to their dictates. But that bishop was operating under the Metropolitan of Cameroon. He was under the spiritual watch of Metropolitan of Cameroon. Then the uncanonical Orthodox Church, it was existing in some parts of southeast and southwest of Nigeria. These are Protestants. They were practicing syncretism, the mixture of our African traditional religion, mixture of Anglican, mixture of Roman. They mix everything, you know. And even some of their priests, so-called priests, there, they have more than one wife. But they claim to be Orthodox because in their signboard they wrote Orthodox Church. That, in fact, the only thing that made them Orthodox was what they wrote on the signboard. But sacramentally and service-wise, it was just a mixture of, you know, white and black. They mix whatever they want. So they continued that way until in the early 1930s, they came in contact with Reverend Father Nicholas Sarambas, who was the Greek priest living in Lagos, in Leventis compound. And Father Nicholas introduced himself as an Orthodox. They also introduced themselves as an Orthodox. Father Nicholas said, no, in Nigeria, I am the only Orthodox priest here. They said, no, we are Nigerians. We are Orthodox. You are a foreign. You are not an Orthodox. Father Nicholas now initiated a meeting, which they came. And now, after the discussion, Father Nicholas let them know that really they are not Orthodox. That if they want to become Orthodox, they have to calm down and then meet him again. This clergyman, so-called clergyman, went back and had a meeting. They now reconvened and met Father Nicholas. And then they expressed their obedience to become real Orthodox like his own. That was how Father Nicholas communicated the Metropolitan of Cameroon, who now, the Metropolitan communicated his beatitude. Nicholas, he was in charge then of the patriarchate. Now he gave his blessing. They arranged. The Metropolitan came from Cameroon down to Lagos and got the whole so-called priest. He rebaptized them, rechristmated them, and he reordained them, making them canonical under the Patriarchate of Alexandria. So after the whole ceremony, imagine almost, according to history, almost about 12 of them that gathered, all of them were bishops, and some of them had more than one wife. So they claim whatever they like. So then the Metropolitan had to direct them, or then pick from the present men who are qualified or reordained, and then made everything. And then from there, they now went back and began to practice according to the Byzantine rite of the Greek Orthodox Church. That was how the canonical Orthodox Church started. But then these men, they were not taught. They don't know anything. So from time to time, Father Nicholas will travel from Lagos to the east, where they are celebrating, where they are operating and worshiping. He will go there, which is about 8 hours from Lagos. He will go down there and then begin to teach them. And then people began to, embrace their worship little by little. So it continued that way until 1998. And it was precisely that year that I came into the Orthodox Church, 1998. So that same year I came in, the Patriarchate of Alexandria appointed a bishop for Nigeria, who arrived. And when he arrived, that was how we started the mission. We opened the mission, he opened the seminary in Lagos, catechetical school. It's called catechetical school. That's how we started running things, converting souls as indigents, moving about, making sure we strive to make the church grow with the help of the Apostolic Diaconia in Athens. So precisely, we continued in that catechetical school. That was where I was precisely formed. Then the bishop opened St. Anthony's Monastery, which is just by name. It wasn't existing because there's no building for that. He's the spiritual head. He continued to teach us. And at that time also, with the help of the Apostolic Diaconia, some teachers, Greek teachers used to come from Athens. They taught us so many theological topics, how to celebrate the sacrament precisely. And by the grace of God, by the year 2000, I was tonsured and ordained a deacon, and then in 2002, I was made a priest, and then sent. I served 2 years in the cathedral, and then I was sent to St. Christopher, where I served so many years, and this is where I'm going to talk about now. Well, my mission in St. Christopher, like I always explain, from childhood, it has been, first of all, we have to understand that the opportunity that most of our youths have here today, people in the eastern part of Nigeria, and so many other parts of Africa, they don't have it. The opportunity of going to school from childhood. Yeah. And you know very well that education helps to help to attract development, especially. It helps a lot. Without education, everything got stagnated. So in the eastern part of Nigeria, most of my mates, up till now, most of them are not educated. It's just an opportunity because of my contact with some Catholic priests, because I wanted to be a Catholic priest. My father was helping the Irish missionaries, and because he was helping them, I was going closer to them. So I was attracted with the way they behave, how they do, and I concluded that I would be a Catholic priest. So, but then on the long run, and the Catholic priests, they were the people who helped me to go to the nursery school, primary school, and up to secondary school. So, but on the long run, I met an Orthodox priest, Father Briggs, who got me converted to the Orthodox Church. And then I went and met the bishop when he arrived in 1989, and then that was how we started. So in St. Christopher, Awidemili, where I have served for so many years, the people there are really timid. I will use the word. Here, when I was doing my CPE, I met some patients during that summer, and when the sun was very hot in New York, and when I told them that the hotness of the sun is nothing to be compared at home, and you have alternative here because you have air conditioning, but where I came from, you don't even have electricity, not to talk of having a constant light. There is no electricity. So the sun that you are seeing beats the people 24 hours. And that was why I met a Roko monk in New York. And I was introduced as a monk from Africa. And he asked me, where is my beard? So, and I told him, Father, you should know what I'm talking in Long Island, a Roko monk. So I told him, Father, you are just answering a monk in Long Island with a long beard. If you come from where I was born, I give you only 2 weeks, your beard will not fall off. All the beard. Because the hotness of the sun, the excruciating heat, it will just change your skin and everything will begin to fall off. He said, okay, I'm sorry, I have not been to Africa. So, the environment of the St. Christopher is very, very pitiful. The people there, we started not having a church. We gather the people outside under the tree, because we have big trees and very old trees that have shade. That's where we gather the people. The Orthodox service began to gain attraction from the local community, indigenes of Nigeria. It got attraction because it's related, according to them, to the Orthodox worship. Originally, they were all African traditional believers. African traditional faith is a faith that they worship of the forefathers. They worship our forefathers. And how do they worship them? They create a shrine. When they create a shrine, some of them put the pictures of their forefathers there. You see the pictures of their forefathers. You know, and some of them, even if they don't have the pictures, they will carve, they will imagine how their forefathers look like, and they put these pictures there. Yes. And every morning, they bring cola they bring cola and they will come in front of the shrine to offer cola, to offer sacrifices, to offer wine, to offer prayers to God through their forefathers. So when Orthodoxy came, and they use incense in that our African traditional worship. They use incense, they use candle, not necessarily this type of candle. We have our local candle made of our local wax. So when Orthodoxy came, and they saw the priest, they saw us. You know, when we vest, we use incense, we use candle, we light, you know. They said, and when we invite them to come and worship with us, they said, your religion is also related to our own religion. And is more beautiful than our own. That was how the Orthodox faith began to get attraction. So many of them now begin to come. But what kept the church sometimes not attractive is because in the local communities, like from the ancient time, our people inherited from our fathers, a man, it's very difficult for you to see a man having one wife. Our men got married to 2 to 3 wives, and they have a lot of children. In a family, you have a minimum of 8 or 9, each family. The reason behind that is because we have a lot of farmland. The major occupation of our people is farming. They go to farm. As young as this little boy, he goes to farm from morning till night, every day, from Monday to Saturday. So, because these families don't have money to buy job, to buy laborers, they said, okay, the best thing is for us to fill the family with our own children so that they can go to farm. That's why you see the whole families have a lot of children. Yes. So when the Orthodoxy came and began to tell them that they have to have the sacrament of matrimony, that means they will begin to consider getting married to one wife. The men begin to draw back. Yes. They begin to draw back. They are not interested to hear that. The church, the faith was attracting women, more women. That's why you see, if you have other videos, you see a lot of, the church is filled with women and children. I was telling Father during the liturgy, because the children are innocent. We got the whole, in a family you see about, in a family where you have 2 wives or 3 wives, you have about 22 to 25 children. We get all of them baptized. And when you get them baptized, in a liturgy, when I'm giving communion, 1 hour, I have not finished giving children communion. 1 hour, I have not finished giving children. Yeah. Communion alone takes 2 hours. Yes. In a family, you have 22 children. We have thousands of children. Thousands of them. Yes. And when you come where we gather for worship, when they start crying, you better don't listen to them. There's a lot of noise they do. So these children, they are not educated. They don't go to school. And life becomes unbearable. By the grace of God, as you will see in my picture, that pitiful situation got his beatitude, the Patriarch of Alexandria, big interest. And he built a church for St. Christopher's Orthodox Church, Awidemili. He built the church himself. And he came down himself and to consecrate the church when it was completed. The church took about 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. He got it consecrated. And that was when I wrote one of my books, Orthodoxy in Africa, that I have some copies. That was the year I released it to commemorate his coming to my big parish to consecrate that church. The day the Patriarch came to consecrate the temple, he nearly fainted because of the sun. Yes, because the heat was so much. And there was no electricity. And his voice was very small. He couldn't shout like as we do. We have no microphone. Every priest must shout for people to hear. So the Patriarch was really collapsing. He was about to collapse before we organized the altar boys to fan him with a local fan. Yes, his case started changing. Because most of the garments that they use, this thick garment, we cannot use it in Nigeria. They're very thick. What we use are like we see here, most of the garments even I have here, they are not Nigerian made. It was all brought from the United States or from Greece. But we have our own Nigerian materials which can be used. Like I was telling somebody, we don't put on black cassock. Black attracts heat, you will die. We put on white cassock. That's what we put on, so that it can extract the heat. It's very popular. Everybody put on white. If you put on black, you'll be in trouble. So the Patriarch built that church. Now, at a point in time, HIV struck the eastern part and the southeast of Nigeria and killed a lot of parents, leaving these children without parents. So many denominations began to take care of their own children, and there's nothing the Orthodox Church of Nigeria could do than to open a school, to open an orphanage where we can house them. And this is under the way I'm serving, St. Christopher. And these children we are being supported by the Apostolic Diaconia, the Church of Greece. But then, since after the Church of Greece, after the mission, the Apostolic Diaconia, the economy of Greece went down, everything changed. Now we begin to beat around the bush, and then we don't know how to maintain the establishment, and so on and so forth. So, but then we couldn't close the school. The school, St. Christopher, it was really opened. It was founded because of these children that we gathered. But the community where the church is situated, there's nothing that they can do. The children don't go to school. When they saw that the mission school is free, they now begin to flood their children into our school. And there's nothing we can do than to accommodate them. We cannot send them away. Now, because we accommodated them, as you will see from the picture, we have thousands of pupils, a lot of them. We have a lot of pupils in the school to take care of. Now we need to employ the teachers who can take care of them. Well, I will say that the mission school helped also in the conversion of their parents, because most of the time when we fix PTA, Parent Teachers Association meeting, the parents will come, and when they come, I will first of all conduct a service, the blessing of water, and they will stay on one side and be watching at me. They will be looking at me how I pray and how I conduct the service, and I do it intentionally. And when I'm sensing, even though it is required to sense only once or twice, I'll try to sense 12 times so that they will see me very well. Yes. So those sacraments, those services that's the moment of conversion. Their children coming to school is the moment of conversion. And that is why today, the mission there, St. Christopher can boast of almost, I would say, 500 members. Yes, Orthodox men and women. I'm not counting of children. What I'm counting is head of women and men. And that of children will be countless. I was telling the bishop that we will try to have a census, a situation where we count the whole members of the Orthodox Church of Nigeria, so that we will know precisely how many we are. Because whatever I tell you now is just approximate. It's an approximate. So this is how the church has been growing, and with other areas, other parishes also. Under St. Christopher, I have been able to open 4 additional stations. 4 additional stations. St. Christopher is the main parish, 4 additional stations. So while I was in Nigeria, every Sunday it is required that I celebrate 2 to 3 liturgy every Sunday, as my strength permits, with the blessing of the bishop. And the distances from St. Christopher to all these 4 stations, other 4 stations, takes not less than an hour bike. Yes, if I use my old bicycle that you will see here on the picture, I was driving bicycle. I use bicycle. If I go with bicycle, it takes an hour and a half. But when I came here and I met some OCA priests in New York, they were able to help with the help of their parishioners, and I bought a motorbike. So it now begins to take me less than an hour 30 minutes to run all those stations. So if I yes, that's the bicycle. And most most of the vehicles you have here cannot go on our road because the road are not tarred. It's a lot of, it's a swampy road, very rough. The only vehicle that can walk here very well is Jeep, a bigger vehicle with a big tire. Yes. And but the bicycle can go because I will maneuver the road. Yes. And the bike can as well go because I can as well maneuver the road. But small vehicles cannot, unless Jeep. So that is how I cover all those stations. And the people are growing. Well, I had the opportunity to come to the United States to attend the United Nations conference because of the situation at home. Lack of vocation. Apart from the fact that the youths are not educated. When you look at the priests that I told you that we are reordained, when you look at them, the way they suffer, the way things are going, you will not be attracted. Vocation, there's nothing to attract young men to come for ordination. So the situation was really bad. So I went to Metropolitan Tikion. I was able to meet him in the chancery. And with the help of his chancellor, Father John Gillian, and I pleaded with him to please help me to study in St. Vladimir. And he granted me the opportunity. With the help of also the president of Farachad, St. Vladimir president, everything worked out fine. And I moved on from Nigeria to St. Vladimir. And I will tell you that since I'm on studies here, because of lack of priests, the amount of services that I cover, few other priests, they have to finish up their own work before they can come to St. Christopher to do this work. So my people now, the community there, they only gather to pray with the catechists. The catechists conduct typical, service without the priest. They conduct it. But periodically, some priests will also come for some Sundays, once in a month, twice in a month, mostly once in a month, to give them the liturgy in order for them to take communion. Well, back home, you don't talk of Vespers, you don't talk of Matins. Because I've told Father that in a liturgy, you find out that I will be the one to read an epistle and I will be the one to read the gospel. Yeah, majority of some of our people are not educated. Only when I have the when I'm opportune to see someone who could read, then the person will read the epistle. I'm the one that reads both of them. Yeah. So that is the life at home. And since I'm within the United States, most of the people, like I meet you, and when they see me, I tell them we have Orthodox Church in Nigeria. They are amazed and they are surprised to hear such. The Church of Nigeria is growing. People love the Orthodox Church. It is growing, and they are embracing it very well. We have challenges, but those challenges is something that is understandable. Yes, it is something that we are hoping that within some years, between now and the 15, 20 years, many things will change. With your prayers and with your help. Many other stations, like I said, they have no church. People only gather under a tree. At times we gather in someone's compound and we pray. We conduct the services. Most of the time at service, rain comes. When we are standing outside, rain comes. And when rain comes, people cannot stand there. So what we do is, we now have to move our table from the tree to a nearby thatched house. Yes. We have some houses that look better, like this one at the back here now. This is one of the best houses you can see back home. It's one of the best. So if rain comes, we will now move into such house, at least to keep the altar while the people are standing, to find themselves anyhow, in order for us to finish the liturgy. Because you cannot just, because of rain, stop the liturgy halfway. So we face a lot of challenges at home, and the Church of Nigeria is growing, and we hope, like I said, that things will be better in the near future. I would like us to go through the picture while I explain each of them. picture. Well, this one, like I said, this is my car. According to our local custom, you cannot celebrate the liturgy without clapping and dancing. Clapping and dancing is necessary in the liturgy. So these are our local materials that we use. In every choir, they have this. The choir have this. It is locally made. They are not expensive. They are not expensive at all. It's locally made. Our people, these are wood. They are all wood. They cut the tree and artistically they carve it into this. This one is not a tree. This is sand. It's sand. Yeah, sand that looks like cement and is molded. It's artistically made. So they are not expensive. We use it in the choir. Yeah. These are the children of Saint Christopher. Yeah. At times I go to the class while I'm there. I teach them. They have no school. This is the school. This store. This very small building. It was built through Father Christopher Cullen. Father Christopher Cullen of the Cathedral of OCA. Yeah, we got that building through their help and assistance. So, which cannot contain all of them. So, at times the children have to come out. This is primary 6. We have primary 1 to primary 6, and we have nursery 1 to nursery 4. That's how the Nigerian system is. So, this is primary 6 children who are preparing for external exams. So, I was teaching them. This is Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday of last year. In every term, like I was explaining to one of our liturgical professors, when we bless water, for example, when we bless water back home, and we begin to sprinkle water on people, the way it is done here, we don't do it like that. Like I see people, many parishes in the seminary, the priest blesses water and he will sprinkle you. Only one drop will fall on you, will fall on people, and they are okay. In Nigeria, no. In Nigeria, people want to be battered. Yeah, the mentality is the more water, the more grace. So if you sprinkle only a drop on a faithful, you are in trouble as a priest. And he will tell you, you give me a little grace. Father, you give me a little grace. I want more grace. So anytime we bless water, you see people, their clothes are wet. Always. They go home wetted. So why I remember that is because of the Palm Sunday. When I came to the United States, I found out that here, the priest will just, take a little palm and give to the faithful. Very little that can be put in the pocket. No, you see it here. They go to the bush and carry big palms. Yes. And they use it for Palm Sunday. And after the liturgy, they now take it. They recognize it as a sacramental. They will put it, either in their room, one corner. And it will remain there until it got dried. When it dried, they can now burn it and then sprinkle the ash in the house. They recognize it as a sacramental. They reverence it a lot. Okay, these are the children. At times, we have chocolates, like I told Father. Whenever I return from United States, when I was visiting, people donate candies. And I give them candies, and when they eat it, they look happy to eat candy from America. Yeah. So this is one of the periods that they look happy with the candies. Yeah. This is the Palm Sunday service. Yeah. This is the church. Inside the church that the patriarch himself built. We started the service inside the church, and then later came out.
Actually, yeah, it's better with all the mic.
Okay.
It's okay. People are hearing me. Don't.
Okay.
Get the light to the line so we can see them.
Yeah.
Is the screen going to be okay with that mic?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah. You can even lower the light more. So
Yeah.
this is the church. Go forward.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Right here too.
Yes, this is the faithful inside the church that the patriarch built. This priest celebrates in my absence. This is Father Beach. He conducts service in my absence. These are the children in their good moments. This is our game, one of the local games. One of the local games. You know, here, the children here have their own toys, which they play with. So, but back home, the children don't have the opportunity of having toys. So this is their own toy. We will make holes, bring concrete or gravels or stones, and then I know how to play this.
What's the name of this game, Father?
Okwe. I don't know it in English.
Okwe?
Yeah, we call it okwe. Yeah, this is one of the candies. We give them. Candies too. Well, this is the house that we use as to house those orphans. This is the house we use. This water. This is a well. We dug a well. So whenever rain it falls, it goes into this water. But this water was given. It was given making children to be sick. Yeah, it was giving diarrhea and typhoid. So, but with the help, since I was coming, with the help of Father Jonathan Ivanov Parish, John the Theologian Parish in Long Island, we have a borehole, a clean water now. So they don't drink from this water anymore. Yes. Yeah, you see, I'm sprinkling water on this baby. This is Palm Sunday. Yes, you see, whenever we sense, we make sure the smoke comes out very well. If it doesn't come out, they will complain to you after. Yeah. A lot of things attract them to the service. You are not sensing for your own self. They are watching. You see, the smoke must cover everywhere. So anytime you put the sensor and there's no smoke, after the liturgy they will tell you, Father, I didn't see any smoke today. Palm Sunday. Oh, this is our own local candy. This is Igbo candy. Yeah. What you see here now is sand. Sand, yes. Yeah. But it's a special type of sand that can be gotten inside the ground because it's smooth than the one that we use to build house. Now, when people get that smooth sand, they now mix it with salt. When they mix it with salt and water, they make it round and leave it to dry. When it dries, it becomes food. But I must tell you the truth, it causes disease. Yes. These are the things that we ate. I ate it too. These are the things that we ate ignorantly. Yes, and it causes typhoid. It causes typhoid because it's not hygienic. It's not. But because our forefathers, we are giving it to the children, it continues from generation. But today, now we are enlightened. We now go back home and tell them, don't eat this anymore. But then, you cannot do without it. Because according to our tradition, whenever a woman gives birth to a child, whenever a woman, that's why the name of this candy is Nzu Omomo. That is candy for a woman that gave birth. That's the name in translation. So whenever a woman gives birth to a child, it's a tradition that you must get it, keep it ready. So that when whoever comes, you give it. So the children demanded for it. We went and got it, I blessed it, and then began to share. And that's what you see here. This is the compound and the tank. The children of the parish after the liturgy. Yeah, go back. That's my mother. That's my mother. Yeah, that's my mother. I went home. I go home I am the last out of 8 children. We are 2 boys and 6 girls. So my brother, who is the firstborn, is married with children. My sisters are all married with children. I have a lot of nieces and nephews. Yeah, many. So my father is late, and that's my mother. Lamb Sunday. Yeah, this is one of the Holy Week services. One of the Holy Week services. Yeah, this cross was molded by someone, a local artist. He molded this cross for us. Sensing. Yeah, this is one of the outstations. The community decided to use brick, locally made brick, and to make foundation of a church. But it has been like this up to now. That's the level that they have. And this priest was present the day that we are doing it. Father Dominic. Finished?
I think there's maybe.
Okay. Yeah, this is in front of the school. Blessing the children in front of the altar. One of the good days after before their dismissal from school, they came around and we took this picture. Oh, this is another toy. You know, motorbike, the tire that is spoiled. This is the tire that is spoiled, that is not working. So they normally go to mechanics where the people repair motorbikes, the children. So when they go there, they pick up tires that are spoiled. And now they will be riding it and say they have their own car. So at times they gather, they come to me and we stay together to play and to joke with their vehicles. This is a typical house that you can see in Nigeria. This is a typical. And most of the places that we conduct service, this is the kind of house you see. And when we are in conducting service and there's rain, you can't imagine where you will enter in this type of place. This house cost nothing. It was locally made. People just built it, and then they use thatched material to cover the house. Yeah, come rain, come sun, people are living inside it. So here I visited an elderly woman, a widow. A widow was living here, and then I came to pray for her and took this picture.
So Father, comment on your clothing here. What kind of a clothing?
Yeah, this is a African traditional dress. This is pure. These are material, locally made. Yeah, with this type of material, there's no amount of heat, no amount of sun that can make you feel uncomfortable. Yeah, and there is locally made. People made it ordinarily.
And what is the design on it? I'm trying to see what it says.
It's just it's a church. This is Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's artistically. This is Jesus, and then they wrote whatever to give him glory, whatever. Yeah, to make it look attractive. That's all. Yeah, we'll come back here. So that is our mission at home. We cannot become. We need you to be ourselves. We need the European world, the African world to be ourselves. Yeah, the Church of Nigeria, we have not had any opportunity like those in the eastern part, eastern part of Africa, Uganda, Kenya. People, many of them have had the opportunity to come to Holy Cross Seminary to study so many years ago. In West Africa, we don't have such. In West Africa, the first West African candidate to come to the United States to study was Father Kwame. Father Kwame came through the help of Father Thomas Hopko. Thomas Hopko went to Ghana for a conference and met Father Kwame. Father Kwame disturbed him and pleaded with him how I met Metrodatikio. And when Father Thomas Hopko came to the United States, came back, he prepared him to come down to St. Vladimir. And that was how he became the first graduate from West Africa. And today, the Church of Ghana is on his shoulders. Yeah, he graduated well and he has been traveling making sure he built churches through help, assistances. And we are grateful to those CA, because without Father Thomas Hopko, Ghana will not have that opportunity. So on my own case, I met Metropolitan. I have to confess that we have been a very good, we are grateful to Metropolitan and his OCA, because when I came in here, I tried my best to meet Demetros, the Greek metropolitan in New York. It was difficult for me. I made every effort. It was very difficult. There was no response. But as soon as I emailed Metropolitan, I got response and was invited to come. And that invitation yielded fruit. And that's what brought me to St. Vladimir. And since then, I have also met Metropolitan Hilarion of the Rocco. I have met Metropolitan Joseph of the Antiochian Church. All of them are very hospitable. They are very hospitable, they receive me well, and they are very happy that the church is growing in Africa. So the situation there now is that we need you to be ourselves. Yeah, the children here that you have, whenever they go back home and see their fellow children there, they will come back and thank you. They will come back and thank you and become more grateful for the benefit they have, and they will become more grateful to God too. Yeah, life at home is very difficult. It's really difficult, but I'm surprised at times that even people, they are very dedicated. The people there are very dedicated, irrespective of the condition. Our priest, like I told the Rocco Abbot in Long Island, my fellow monastics in Africa, we survive through farming. We go to farm. Yes, we go to farm. We farm. You cannot, if you're a priest and you don't farm, you cannot survive. Yeah, because the highest offering you can get in the church is what they have from the farms, the farm products. Cassava, yam, cocoa yam, maize, vegetable. These are what they have from when they get it from the farm, they now bring it to the church. Father, this is my offering. And still we use the same product to take care of the children. So automatically, there's no support financially. So if you, and then the priests who have children, you think, how do they send their children to school? And still, they remain dedicated and they remain faithful, in such situation. So you keep us in your prayers and we will appreciate your support always. I have my books titled Orthodoxy in Africa. These books, I have written 4 books actually. This is one of them, and I go about with it. I printed it at home with the help of some friends who supported the printing. Printing, I was telling Father, printing is not like America here. Printing is very difficult and expensive in Nigeria. I finished my university, my BSc in public administration. I never used laptop. I started using laptop in St. Vladimir, and I found it difficult to type because of the amount of work required of me in St. Vladimir. So printing at home is very expensive. It's not found everywhere. Even while I was home in August, I was home. After my CPE, I traveled home. So I was given 3 weeks before I had to return to St. Vladimir before first week of September. So, but I exceeded my time. And Father David, the current student affairs administrator, emailed me. I didn't see his email until I returned back to St. Vladimir. So when I returned, he said that he emailed me. I said, Father David, you have your laptop, you have your phone working in America. If you come to my place, there is no network. How can you email me? Before I can read your email, I have to go to where we have cyber cafe, business center. And it takes a long time. You have to take a bus. So when I go home, don't email me. They don't understand what I'm explaining. They don't understand. You don't need to email me. So I didn't see your email, and I couldn't explain. There's no network for me to write you to explain why I exceeded my time. So I am sorry. So Father Chad told him to leave me. So that's how it happened. We need your prayers, and The books I have, you have to buy a copy. You can buy for your friends. Let them know about the Orthodoxy in Africa. And with that book, you support our mission home, because I have a lot of responsibilities at home. When Orthodox admitted me and gave me his blessing, he asked me, when you finish, are you going back? I said, I'll go back. Yes, and I will still repeat that I'll go back, because if I don't go back, God will not forgive me. Yes, I have a lot of responsibility at home. And God knows why He touched him to give me the opportunity to come here. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Oh, Father.
If you have questions, you ask me questions. I'll be able to respond. Whatever you want to know about our mission for now, you ask me, I will respond to you.
Father,
Yes.
Can you talk about the video that was at the beginning? Can you talk about what was happening?
Okay, that video. Yes, is a very good question. That video, if you find, you saw that there was a coffin outside. Yeah. In our system, you know, in a liturgical theology that we study in St. Vladimir, they use me there to explain so many things due to enculturation. There are so many things that we observe sacramentally in the Orthodox that are very difficult to understand and accommodate back home. One of it is burial. My people reject that when somebody dies, you bring the corpse inside the church. They reject it. Their mentality tells them that a dead person is an abomination. I have tried my best to explain all that I was taught sacramentally. They said no. If you bring a dead person inside the church, you go alone. We cannot come with you. So now, to incorporate that system, when somebody dies, we go to the person's house. We go to the family house, conduct the service, and after finishing, when I finish the rite, according to the Orthodox Church, now I have to undress and allow them to observe our local custom. And what you saw them observing was our local custom. They now have to go around the person and begin to dance and clap. That's what they were doing.
What are they singing? Are they
local songs?
Okay.
Yeah.
About the
dead person. They use his or her name to sing, praising his activities, whatever he does, you know. Yeah, that's what they do. And then they are thanking God for the gift of that person, his children, the family, handwork. If he had made any contribution to the community, they will sing it there.
It was very joyful.
Yes, we have good singers.
Think it was a funeral.
We have good singers. Yeah, we have good singers.
It's like the send-off in New Orleans that they have for people who die. And they dance and sing in the streets with the coffin.
Yes.
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 Very much like
They are very good. If you once you keep it at home, they will come. But if you take it to church, only the priest will do that. They will not come. And the idea of opening a coffin. When my bishop came as a Greek man, they wanted to observe the whole rite. I told him, if you want the church to grow, you have to observe some certain culture and Christianize it. You cannot bring a coffin even in the midst of people and open it. People will run away. You are dealing with people who their mentality is somehow. So once you open this coffin now, everybody will run away. Even though it's one of them. It's their brother, it's their sister, it's their mother, or they don't care. They don't care. So they said, please close it for us and let us observe the rite and then go. So we face a lot of enculturation challenges. Yeah, you heard when I say that of holy water. If you sprinkle it, no. We want to part with it. That's the way they want to be satisfied. So it's one of the enculturation. Any other question?
Seems like some of the clothing is matches.
Yes, yes. In the whole of African culture, we deal with uniforms, both from nursery school to elementary school to secondary school. Then men and women, they have uniforms. Even in families, these materials are not expensive. They are Nigerian made. They are very cheap. So at times they decide this is what we are going to wear. Everybody goes to the local market and get it. It's not expensive. They are uniforms.
And who is this woman here with the plate?
Is the child of the dead person. That's why she's on the center. Yeah. Greeting people that come to sympathize with her. The mother was the person lying there.
So, Father,
Yeah.
when you were talking about how the Orthodox Church began in Nigeria, there was an Orthodox community in Lagos, right?
Yes.
But it wasn't canonical. It wasn't like under the Greeks. It was indigenous. It was like from.
No, the one in Lagos is canonical. That's the one that belongs to the Greek community under Father Nicholas Sarambas.
Right.
The Greek community, the one in Lagos. The one that is uncanonical is the one in the southeast that practices syncretism, mixture of this, that. But they have their name as Orthodox Church.
That's what Moses was part of
Yes,
originally.
yes, Moses,
So it's Edo, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
Moses was one of them.
He became Orthodox after he was Orthodox,
Yes,
quote unquote.
yes.
Okay.
When they met Father Nicholas, he explained to them, you are not a real Orthodox member. Now, they obediently accepted, and they were rebaptized and reordained.
Are the Orthodox Christians being attacked? Are they being attacked? Right, nobody died. Because there have been attacks against the Catholic Christians in Nigeria, have the Orthodox also been targeted by the herdsmen from the middle?
Yes, we have been attacked last year December, exactly, last year, because I was home. I celebrated Christmas at home. I was in the liturgy when the terrorists attacked a nearby Catholic church. Yes, they attacked. The terrorism in Nigeria from the Islamists, they always target Christian holidays like the Pascha and the Christmas. It's a very dangerous period. They have killed they kill thousands every day, but they target on Christian holidays. So on Christian holidays, it has become a custom that if you are going to church, wherever the Christians are gathering, you have to say your last prayer at home, because they may come to strike. Because many have gone. They have closed families. Many families have been closed because they are all in the church. They struck and killed everybody. So no member of that family escaped. They have closed many families because of that in Nigeria. So Christian holidays, many people don't go to church anymore.
Alice, I just wanted to comment on what you said in case people in the parish didn't necessarily pick up on Moses. So hopefully most of you recall that we raised money here to send Moses to seminary. But I don't think everyone necessarily understands the connection until maybe just now of Moses with Father Chrysostom. Because Moses, although you met him in Morocco, he was is from Nigeria.
Right, he
And
walked from Nigeria
he walked
to the coast of the Mediterranean, got on one of those deadly boats 3 times, and nearly drowned the last time. And then he decided God wanted him not on the water, to stay on dry land in Morocco. And that's when he connected with the church in Morocco, which was Russian. Right. Have you been to Casablanca?
No. Yeah, I flew in Casablanca, from Casablanca to Lagos. I normally follow it sometimes.
Well, there's a church in Casablanca. The Greek priest comes and the Greek bishop occasionally. And that's where Moses and Father Maxime would go back and forth between Rabat and Casablanca. But then it was very hard for all the sub-Saharan Africans to make any money at all in Morocco. There's no work. So most of them have to sell things on the street, or a lot of them sell drugs. Moses never got into that, thank God. But they have to beg or borrow, and try and carry things for people from the market to make money. It was very, very hard. And Moses was poor, but he worked for the church on the weekends, so he got a little money. And then I would go out to dinner with him, and I would order this amount of food so he would have something to take home. Then we would get on the tram and he would give away his dinner to somebody from Cote d'Ivoire or somebody else who was very poor. He never kept the food. And so, you know, he just couldn't, his heart wouldn't let him. He was very generous. But how did you meet Moses?
Yeah, Moses was a seminarian in Lagos.
Right.
Yeah, I finished, we started the catechetical school in Lagos. So after our set, Moses came in. Yeah, the catechetical school was just established to teach us elementary part of the Orthodox liturgy and theology. Yeah, that was where Moses passed through. We normally have teachers from Greece, and then the bishop himself helps. So when Moses finished there, I think he didn't finish, he left. Then I started came to that Morocco. He didn't finish.
I don't know when he left. He had about 2 years of seminary.
Yeah.
But now he's at St. Sergius in Rome.
Yeah, we kept in touch.
Yeah.
So, Father, if you wouldn't mind, you know, give the people an idea of just how far an American dollar goes for your work there in Nigeria. I remember listening to Ancient Faith Radio, and the interviewer was very surprised by how a little American money can go a long way. Did you build a dispensary, or do you still need to do that? For the distribution of medicine.
I have a video that I would like us to watch. These children.
Yes.
Your WhatsApp. Excuse me.
Yes.
It will help. It will help.
So I figured, do you need my
give me your number.
number 971?
Wait. It will help for us so that I will.
Of course, it's
971
208
208
2053.
2053. I'll email it now. So that it will help for us to talk about. I'm thanking you for your time.
So it's also important, I think, for people to realize, we touched real briefly on the Islamic insurgency, terrorism in Nigeria. Half the country is Muslim, half are Christian. And the current regime of government in Nigeria is not Christian friendly, it's Muslim. And so Father was sharing with me that he also needs our prayers that the government will change back to a Christian one, because they've had Christian governments in Nigeria before. Currently, OCMC, the Orthodox Christian Mission Center, has not sent mission teams to Nigeria because it's not safe. So we can pray and so that at some point such a team can go to Nigeria. That would also
that is WhatsApp. Are you on WhatsApp?
I am.
Hold on. Yeah. The current administration in Nigeria is Islam. Our president is Muhammad Buhari, and he's really a terrorist. He comes from a group that is known as Fulani. The Fulani is a sect in Islamic religion, and they are terrorists. So every terrorism taking place in Nigeria, I gave a live interview in one of the radio stations in Brooklyn. I made them to understand whatever happens, he intentionally kept quiet, and no one can do anything in Nigeria to bring justice. So, but now, in few weeks, we are going to have a presidential election, and we are praying seriously for God to give us a Christian president who can handle issues, who can stabilize Nigeria. Yes. As for the projects we have, many churches, like I didn't travel by Christmas. I visited some churches, and I made our brethren to understand that most of our extreme expenses, beautification or whatever, which are not necessarily required, they are good. Could even build a simple temple back home when we change these dollars. I gave an interview in Ancient Faith Radio, and we are trying to build a dispensary house in order to help these children. That project, it was, as at a time, I gave it. We proposed $2,500, but we were able to make only 1,000 donation, and that donation was given by Orthodox nuns. I think OCA Orthodox nuns in one of the states near New York. They listened to it and called me. They called St. Vladimir. St. Vladimir gave them my contact, and then they called me. That was how we got that donation. None again. So the dispensary, I must tell you, has not been established. We have a first aid box. I was able to provide a first aid box. Equip it with some drugs, so that we use it to take care of the children in emergency. Otherwise, the dispensary proposed project has not been. We have not gotten it yet. So, and there's so many other projects. Little exchange. When we take, like some parishes donate, sometimes they give shoes, they give clothes, but shoes and clothes, all these things, according to Nigerian custom, immigration and all that, is bound. They don't allow it in. So, but when it is sold, no matter how much it is realized here, and you take it home, if it is changed into our naira, we use Nigerian naira, it covers a lot. It covers a lot, and things are not expensive. And most of our projects, like these buildings you saw, we have local sand. God bless us with sand. It's a natural resources. We have sand, we have trees that we can have the planks, wood. So the only thing that we need to buy is the nail, the zinc, and the cement. That's what we need to buy. Otherwise, we have every other local materials to help us achieve a lot and have built much temple. Yes.
You mentioned the difference between Orthodoxy in West Africa and East Africa. So, and the church in Nigeria, you said is under the Patriarch of Alexandria. In Uganda and Ethiopia, what's the situation?
The church in Uganda and Kenya, they are also under the Patriarchate of Alexandria. But the difference between us is that they have indigenous. In Uganda, they have indigenous metropolitan. In Kenya, they have indigenous metropolitan. You see the difference? So they now rally round to attract more development and then attract more sponsors who, in order to send their own, some Ugandans to Holy Cross, America here, and to Greece as well. So in West Africa, the church is still not yet known, not well known. Yeah, we are still struggling. And we have no seminary, but Kenya they have seminary. Yes, St. Macarius, the third seminary, is well known. It's in Nairobi, Kenya. Yeah, they have indigenous seminary. Yeah.
Father, you probably addressed this when I was in the kitchen, and I just want to bring it back to the practical. I was listening to an Ancient Faith radio interview with you, I think from last year, and you mentioned in the Ancient Faith radio how much it cost. You needed a pharmacy or a
dispensary.
Right. So, and I was shocked when I heard the numbers on how much it actually cost. Can you share that with us? Because we as a community probably killed several of those. So, can you share how much it cost? Was it 7,500?
No, I think $2,500.
$2,500.
Yeah.
Right.
$2,500.
I got 2 so far.
I'm sending you another one.
Okay.
Yeah. Father just asked that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was in the other room.
Yeah, I want them to watch a particular video of the school, of the children in the church. If you have the church one, no problem. Anyone.
Yeah, that's the one I'm sending you right now.
Okay. I think it's taking a minute to receive those ones. Let me go back.
Yeah, let's watch this. That's the, you see, I'm throwing water at them. I'm throwing water. Let's go. We use fork. Yes. That fork is even small. We use power. Oh yeah. You can replay them.
Can we play that?
Okay. Some of them will go keep out. Like I said, this uniform is for the women organization. So much special. So hence they decided to do it.
You said before that more women seem to be attracted to the church than men, and that
Yes.
picture looks like they're all women.
Yes.
So what percent would you say are men then?
The men I said.
Like adult men.
You said?
Adult men versus
Yeah,
adult
the men,
women?
the men, their husbands.
Yeah.
The husband. I said what prevents. You said what? You said what prevents them?
No, I'm asking you, like, what do you think, what percent? 10% or 20%?
Oh, okay,
How many
okay.
are men?
Yeah, about 10%. Yeah. They are not interested.
Yeah.
And you know,
But they allow their wives?
alcohol too. Alcohol.
Okay.
We have local gin
Okay.
that is very alcoholic. So at times we tell them it's not good to take this in the morning. It's not good for the health.
Right.
So the men are not happy with such message. Yeah, they're not happy.
Does this cause a problem? Is the wife allowed to go when the man?
Yeah, the wife are free.
It's not a problem. Okay.
They are not free, they are not interested. If you like sleep in the church, they are not interested. The men they don't have. Yeah. I told Father the difference between our people, the eastern part, and the north, the Muslims is the north suppress their wives.
Yeah.
But the east no. Women are free to do
They
whatever.
just say go on. Go.
Yes. Let's play the school. Yes, Mama.
Question. In 21 years, some of those children have grown up. Are those young boys who was in the church to begin with, are they more friendly towards the religion?
So the boys who grew up in the church,
Yeah.
do they still want to keep coming?
Yeah, they maintain the church. They don't leave.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Okay.
They don't at all. They maintain wherever they are as Orthodox. Yeah, play that one, no problem, play it. That's the local, our local, the one I showed you a picture.
So is that?
Yes, this is one of the summer. You know, I told you when I speak, I sing to allow the people to dance. We have megaphone. So when someone comes with megaphone, they now use the megaphone. Is that megaphone part of your service? Yes.
I was going to get the sermon tomorrow, so.
Bring your percussion.
This is the church that the pastor built. So, build this church.
How big the churches are, just that's Christopher, but also this connected to like 1,200 people.
Our big's more than that.
More than that.
Oh, if you turned up, you can hear.
All right.
Yeah?
Iconostasis.
So iconostasis did what?
I said, there's no iconostasis. In other
Yeah,
words,
we don't have iconostasis.
So the altar is open and visible.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, that's how.
There's a wall there, it's just not all the way.
Yeah, so the school owned the little children. Did you play it? The little children. The little children.
The ones in the.
Yeah, that's it. That one. Yeah.
Father, do you have access to all of the services in your language? Or is there a lot of work still being done to translate?
All the services.
Services or
We have the liturgy. The liturgy is very common and people know how their responses. Yeah, but the blessing of water has not been translated. The rituals of the Holy Week and the Lent has not been translated. Yeah, and so many others. Who will translate it?
That's part of your work.
That's my work. Yeah, these are the children during their morning assembly before they enter the classroom.
We should make it louder. Yeah, it's like I could try doing that. Oh, but it wasn't working before. Yeah, it's off. We need to upgrade.
Put it on. Because they speak English. I want you to hear it. They speak English.
This is the way we dress ourselves, brush our teeth, brush our teeth. So when we brush our teeth early in the morning, yeah, that's what they do. Yeah.
No. Yeah, maybe it's like the video. You tried to turn it on off and on again. I don't know. Yeah.
Hey! Hello? 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 Saint Christopher.
Saint Christopher.
Saint Christopher from.
Okay. Saint Christopher Primary School.
Saint Christopher Primary School. Saint Christopher Primary School. Saint Christopher Primary School.
What are they saying?
It has not finished.
That's the end of that one, but we could go back.
Go back to the beginning so they can get this.
I was wondering what they were
Do
saying.
they wear different uniforms to show what grade?
No. The two uniforms are. This one is for physical education, sports, while the other one is for class lecture. Okay. Yes.
Brush my teeth. Brush my teeth.
Oh, brush my teeth.
I brush my teeth. I sweep my house. Sweep my house. Sweep my house. I sweep my house early in the morning. I wash my plate. Wash my plate. Wash my plate. This is the way I wash my plate early in the morning. This is the way I take my bath. Take my bath. Take my bath.
This is the way I stand here.
When I wear my clothes, wear my clothes. This is the way I wear my clothes early in the morning.
brothers, early in the morning. This is the way I carry my bag. Carry my bag, carry my bag. This is the way I carry my bag. Early in the morning. This is the way I run to school.
Hey!
This is the way I run to school. Early in the morning. This is the way I run to school. Run to school, run to school. This is the way I run to school. Early in the morning. This is the way I run to school. Run to school, run to school. This is the way I run to school. Early in the morning. This is the way I run to school. Run to school, run to school. This is the way I run to school. Early in the morning. This is the way I run to school. Run to school, run to school. This is the way I run to school. Early in the morning. This is the way I run to school. Run to school.
Do they learn some English in school as well?
Yeah, they do. That's why you send them to school.
Hello? 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 Saint Christopher.
Saint Christopher, eh?
Saint Christopher from.
Okay. Saint Christopher Primary School.
Are these children about orphans or these children?
Not all of them. Some of them.
Some of them.
Primary School. Saint Christopher Primary School.
Yeah, something happened.
Oh, that's all that I got.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, because the videos hasn't finished. It's okay. So that's the children, and concerning what Farah asked, with the little that we can have, we'll be able to achieve a lot. We'll be able to achieve a lot. Any other question? Thank you for your time.
We want to thank you, Father, and we're very grateful for you. So, Father will actually be talking again at the adult class before Divine Liturgy tomorrow morning. We'll be giving you a homily. Please take advantage of his being here to ask anything more. He does have his books for sale, and as you can tell, they came at no small expense, since it's difficult to publish in Nigeria. So anyway, thank you all for coming and for being here. We will do a collection tomorrow at church. Anyone that wants to make an offering to support the work of the Nigerian Orthodox Church can also do so anytime by writing a check and putting your contribution in an envelope and just saying for the Church of Nigeria. Okay? Wonderful. Again, thank you all for supporting Moses and Father Chrysostom. Thank you, Father. It's been a joy.
If you get books, you come around, I'll tell you now.
I'd just also like to announce there's a human trafficking workshop the beginning of March at Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Cathedral. It should be very good. Metropolitan Nikitas is the main speaker at that conference or presentation, again, March the 2nd. Flyers here, tons of them. Take one with you.